Hello and welcome to this special Piney News weather update. It's just going to be brief for me talking to you. We're going to actually review the maps, but I just want to talk about Hurricane Joaquin, pronouncing that right hopefully now. It is located over the Bahamas. The Bahamas is just getting pounded by this thing and it's barely moving. It's moving southwest at like 6 miles an hour. Wind speed is up to 100, maximum sustained winds are up to 135 miles an hour. This is a Category 4 hurricane, very strong. And very not all that common really, but due to climate change it may be becoming more common. So what we are going to look at here are some weather models, some current conditions, satellite images, and stuff like that. The good news, as you'll see next, is that the models, most of the major ones, are now taking this thing offshore, and that's the best track it can take. So now let's take a look at that. Okay, so we are looking at the advisory graphic from the National Hurricane Center, and as you can see, it now has the track offshore of Long Island. Now, of course, the path can change. We are still, first of all, when you look at this map here, you look at the overall boundary, first of all, not the center so much, but the boundary. This is what we call the cone of uncertainty. And it could still strike anywhere within this cone here. And right now, looking again, as I told you before, movement is southwest at 6 miles an hour, the maximum sustained winds, and 135 miles per hour as it is raking the Bahamas right now. Absolutely raking. They're right now under hurricane warnings. Now, this thing is expected to start making a northward turn really soon. And once it makes that turn, it's going to start heading north. Now, what it's going to do is up to interpretation of the models, but the models have now trended more offshore, which is a good sign for us. All right. I first want to look at the satellite image here. This is a satellite image of a high-resolution satellite image of the Atlantic Ocean. You can see Joaquin right here in the center. Here it is, right over the Bahamas. Very symmetrical storm, very perfect, kind of beautiful looking storm, obviously, but not a storm you want to have impact your area. And it is a very intense Category 4, very warm water here. And there really hasn't been, because there haven't been that many storms this year, whatever storms form, I think sometimes could be stronger because there's just that much more energy that has not been released from the ocean. So that is what's going on, and this storm is expected to make a northward turn right here. Right, so far it's barely moving at all. This is the stalled frontal boundary. If we go out a little further, you'll see the stalled frontal boundary over the east coast. And this stalled frontal boundary is what makes the forecast tricky. Had we been in a normal weather pattern where the front was progressing from west to east, this would have probably been swept way out to sea, and we would have had certainty over it. But because of the front being stalled, we just don't have, there's still a risk and a chance that it could impact the East Coast, probably between Delmarva and Long Island, maybe Cape Cod too. Actually, the Cape sticks out the furthest and probably is the most likely to see the effects from this storm. However, when we look at the models, the models have good news for us. And that is that the Euro, which did great with Sandy's track and gave us bad news for Sandy, is giving us good news for this storm because it has been taking it out to sea consistently, and now the other models are joining in. This is a little bit of what you call a spaghetti model. Let's see if we can move this over here. It doesn't really want to move over. All right, what you're looking at here is the spaghetti model. I had to actually use a different image viewer because it just wasn't displaying properly in Google Chrome. So as you can see, there are still models that take it to the mid-Atlantic. However, more and more models are now taking it out to sea. So I just wanted to show you that the change is going on here on the spaghetti model. All right, now we're looking at the GFS model, and the GFS model, as you can see here, looking at the model, is now taking this thing out to sea. You can see it going out to sea right here in your thing. I don't know how well you can see it. This is the best software I have right now at the moment for screen capture, so you're going to have to just deal with it. All right, and of course the Euro, which really shows you it going out to sea pretty well, and it's going fairly well out to sea. Now we have an agreement on these two models. Will that agreement continue? There's still a lot of variables in the future that we have to deal with this storm. And I just want to take a look at some of this other map here, tropical storm force wind probability, which again is not really wanting to come up properly. Here you go. You just have, I don't know how to zoom in with this Google Chrome, but you can see that there is probably a 30 to 40% probability of tropical storm force winds in our area. And unfortunately, they do not give satellite imagery here. I really was hoping there'd be a satellite loop on here. But anyway, the thing is, we have to be vigilant. We have to be prepared. And here's an interactive map of the cone of uncertainty. So we have to be prepared because we're still within the cone of uncertainty here. We have to be prepared. So it's important to prepare for this storm. Hopefully the models, this track goes out to sea. That's what should happen climatologically. That's what should happen. That's the normal thing to happen. However, as Sandy has shown us and as climate change has shown us, that does not always happen. So we have to be prepared. It's very important. So you don't want to be caught unprepared because if this were to make a direct hit on an area, it could be devastating, maybe as devastating as Sandy. And that's it for this update. Any new information, I'll keep you posted.